The woman was suddenly told her rent would increase on Christmas Eve. The landlord was jealous because the restaurant business was booming during the holiday season, so she came to demand a share of the profit. She claimed the shop was a lucky feng shui location. Otherwise, how could the woman's business be so successful? The woman laughed in anger when she heard this. 3 years ago when she rented the place, it was a broken house with wind leaking from all sides. There was not even a proper road nearby. After taking over, the woman spent more than $1 million renovating the shop. She even repaired the nearby road herself, but unexpectedly, all that effort became the landlord's excuse to raise the rent. The landlord believed the woman could not bear to leave the renovation behind, so she demanded an extra $500,000 in rent. She thought the woman would bargain with her, but surprisingly, the woman agreed immediately. However, she said she needed to discuss it with her husband first. She asked for a few days before giving the landlord an answer. The landlord believed she had already controlled the situation, so she left happily. But right after she left, the woman called her husband. After discussing it together, they quickly launched their backup plan. They rented an empty shop a few hundred meters away. The woman told her husband to contact a construction team immediately. The renovation had to reach operating standards within 20 days. During this time, the woman would keep running the old restaurant, while her husband stayed behind to manage the renovation. This time, she planned to stage a perfect deception for the landlord. In the following days, the woman pretended nothing had happened and continued business as usual. To pressure her into signing the contract, the landlord kept using dirty tricks like cutting off water and electricity, but the woman had already prepared for this. Every time she solved the problem easily. 20 days passed in the blink of an eye. The renovation of the new store was almost finished. It would open for business the next day, but that night, the landlord suddenly arrived with 2 thugs. They drove all the customers out of the restaurant. The landlord warned the woman, today she must either renew the lease or pay money. After saying that, she began inspecting the shop for damage. A scratch would cost $200. A crack would cost $1,000. After calculating for a long time, she claimed the total damage reached $150,000. If the woman refused to renew the lease, she had to pay the $150,000. Otherwise, she must restore the shop to its original condition. Looking at the landlord's smug face, the woman let out a cold laugh. The landlord had forgotten. Everything inside the shop was bought with the woman's money. Originally, she planned to leave the renovation behind when she moved out. But since the landlord insisted the shop be restored to its original state, then she would not be polite anymore. The woman immediately called her husband. After confirming the new store was completely ready, she went to negotiate with the landlord. She begged for one more day to raise the money. Once she got the money, she would sign the contract immediately. The landlord believed the woman could not bear to leave, so she reluctantly agreed. The woman then gave all employees 2 days off. Soon the next day arrived. The landlord came with the 2 thugs as promised. Before the woman could speak, the landlord threw a renewal contract on the table. To be safe, she demanded 3 years of rent paid in advance and an additional $500,000 deposit. But the woman simply tossed the contract aside and said she would not rent the place anymore.